Alright, so up at Frankie's again, been COVID safe and all that jazz. Been working on the Viper. It was originally come to Frankie to get the cage done, and then the Viper magically became the Renault. So the Viper bit me. I ended up putting the wire wheel into my finger. And so while we're sorting out all the issues with that, well, there's no issues, it's just going over the car. We'll get the Renault done. So it's at Frankie's today. We're getting the cage modified. So we're getting additional door bars put in. So we've got the connectors there. Get, extra door bar put in. So being a production race car, sort of national level cage, which needs to be, you've got Carlos bar, the V in the roof, all that sort of stuff. But for rally, so for us to go rally it, we need to have double door bars. And for circuit and production and IP, you don't need double door bars. There's only sports sedans that need double door bars. So Frankie's going to weld an extra bar in. We'll get the logbook redone then to suit the cage mods and the category change that I want to do. And we're into going. Yeah, so Frankie's been awesome. I'm just going to get around and I'll pop the bonnet for you, because Frankie's also going to do me a rad airbox for it, because it hasn't got the factory box. And I think that's something that they should have. So yeah, just been about that. So like I said, everything is just a bog stock car basically. This has got like a tune and an exhaust, and I've got a new downpipe to try to stop it falling over up in the revs. But basically the pod filter just hangs out in the breeze, so Frankie's going to make a rad box up, maybe try to pull some cold air from the top of the plenum there, and go from there. Because like with Targa, with production rally cars, the intercooler is tiny, it's just this little one down the front there. But one of the rules for production rally is the intercooler has to be the same face dimension. So I'm not going to bother changing that. I'll change some of this plastic piping out with the kit, but while the car's at Frankie's and he doesn't have to do a whole cage on it, I'll get him to do the make a rad little airbox up. He does some lovely fab, so
that'll be cool.
It'll be cool, yeah. I think what I said last time is it's just such a cool, easy car to use that I just want to keep it stock, keep it as basic as possible, but just make everything nice,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's not like it's a high-end rad car, and it's not like it's like the Viper or the Skyline where it's like a hardcore track monster. This is just like an XL Cup car, but cooler.
You can drive to the shop, so
yeah, Sever's cooler, and it's got more power, and it's got a turbo on it, which just, as soon as you add turbos, everything is ultimately cooler. So
yep.
Yeah, so it's just a little update for the weekend. Not doing too much, just getting this done. Frankie's already drawn the airbox up, ready to get all the steel cut, put it all together. Really awesome design he's come up with it. He's also checked it with cardboard just to make sure it fits in the spot where it's got to go. So there's a hole on top to pull air from the windscreen scuttle panel, and then the perspex covers just so you can see and make sure it's not full of debris. It's also got a bit of fall on it and a drain hole in the bottom corner, so if it gets full of water it'll go in there. And it's got to fit a really tight little spot above the brake boosters, so really cool design. Alright, bit of a quick update on the Viper. I've got it at home, obviously. Don't really like working on cars at home because it just makes such a massive mess. I've taken the roof off, I've taken the windscreen out, just about to take the dash out, because it's going to go to the cage builder and get the cage changed, brought up to a national standard. Just gives the car a lot more value. But I just want to show you guys something. It's got a small miss that we're trying to figure out. So I've just had the injectors cleaned, or pulled the injectors out to be cleaned. You can see how much gank crap came out with them. I just want to show you what I think's really, really cool about the Viper. Maybe I'll come around this side. So, yeah, that's a pretty good view. It had a leaking fuel pressure gauge, so I've replaced that. Legends at Hyperdrive, got me a new Turbo Smart one. And then the injectors. So the injectors are side feed injectors. They're slightly bigger than what you'd find in like a 33 Skyline. But there's no fuel rails. So there's your fuel in there. At the back there it comes in, there's two pumps in the boot. And return either side, back down there. The fuel rails are actually machined into the intake manifold, and the injectors sit in the intake manifold. So there's two in the back there that are in. So I just think that's a really cool, it's kind of a quirk. It makes it a bit harder to upgrade because side feed injectors aren't as common or as cheap and easy to get. But it's just really cool. It just really dumbs down what everything is on the car. So, yeah, just one of the little jobs we've got to get done. And they are pretty easy to get to. Like this one, you've got to pull the gauge to get to. This one, you've got to take the throttle bracket out of the way. So, all pretty easy, really. But yeah, like I said, yeah, this car is just going to be in the background for a while while we get things done. The cage on it's a really bizarre design. So it's got massive high door bars which come through, which this bar here is the same bar that links through to the strut towers, and likewise the rear bar. It doesn't have a traditional main hoop, it's a real American thing, and it's all 44mm. So we're going to we're going to keep this bar through the front, but we're going to put a true main hoop in, pick up on this kind of structure down the bottom here. So we're going to pick up off that, lean it back as far as we're allowed to in the regs, put a new main hoop in it, new lateral bars that go a little bit further forward, and then a Carlos bar and a V in the roof rather than the straight bar in the roof, and then the door bars are going to bring down just a normal height door bar just to make it easy to get in and out, because the cockpit's tiny in these things. They are a really small car. So that's the update on that. Front's all one piece, carbon fibre. That comes off. So yeah, I hate having cars at home, but for little jobs like replacing injectors and replacing plugs and just mucking around with little things like this, it doesn't make a whole heap of mess. Like I said, the Renault's at Frankie's now, so we drop that off. So as soon as that's done, this will go, get the cage brought up to modern spec, and then then I can do anything from rally and Targa and track events and anything. And because of the way the car was imported, I could rally rego it, and that'd be pretty sweet. Cool. Massive thanks to everyone helping me out. Shane and the guys at Behind the Sport, massive encouragement and just all around good times. Damo at DC Autos just does so much work. He has a one-man army and can literally turn his hand to anything. Steve at MSC Turbos New Zealand is doing some awesome stuff with the whole sets. Frankie at Not Scared Fab, he's absolutely killing it on the Skyline build for me. Guys at Hyperdrive, always helping out with advice and bits and pieces. Chris and the team at Shockworks, they're the reason that Skyline's so quick. Just gets the power down unbelievably. Chris at Culture 24/7 hooking me up with the gym. I'm getting a bit stronger and it's helping. And of course Lux Performance for all your good gear.